Welcome back, Colts fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report for a special edition of the Colts Report. Will Retherford's and Mike Rich's reaction to the Colts' 20-16 home loss to Houston Texans on Sunday afternoon. And Will, Colts' fourth loss of the season, and it's the third one that they felt like they were the better team in the game. It's just they're giving games away.
I think that there was some help in giving this game away. I don't know if the Colts entirely did it to themselves. With that being said, they just simply were not good enough there at the end. Missed extra point to go up 6-3 looms large there at the end of the game because you're able to kick a field goal there and tie it up rather than have to go for it on fourth down. The Colts just were sloppy in a lot of areas. Their offense wasn't really connected, and they struggled to get the ball to the edge to their playmakers. Basically, everything that we talked about in the preview recap, that the Colts played right into the Texans' hands and really struggled to show any sort of domination in this game.
I thought the play calling was horrible as well. I thought the coaching was horrible. They were predictable on offense. Daniel Jones isn't moving at all. Offensively, they just didn't look good. I knew what they were doing, and I'm not a defensive coach. It was so predictable. This team is, I am going to say it. I don't think they're making the playoffs. I don't think they're going to win two games out of the remaining, 6 games they have. I think they're not going to be favored in half of them, and the way they played today, they need a lot of help. I think the injury to Sauce Gardner is going to hurt as well. But yeah, they just got outplayed. Houston's got good defense, but
the main part was that they played well a lot of the game. They did a lot of really good things. The receivers made a ton of big plays. There was a lot of really good run blocking, a lot of good Taylor runs, a lot of good plays made by the defense. But when it came down to it, and Will brought it up, I don't like to blame officiating very often, but this was definitely a game that the Colts are going to get an apology from the front office because it was egregious.
It was awful.
They're giving them away. They're giving these games away. They really should have one loss.
Yeah. I thought some calls went against them, but I don't know if I could blame this loss on those calls, but
you can't do that, but it's still it was tough to watch.
My issue is saying that they played well is the fact that it took a big play on third down that seemed like every single drive multiple times for them to continue moving the ball. Good play is being able to reliably get ahead of the sticks, being able to run the ball effectively, play in your play action game, and they just weren't able to do that. So I do agree. They made great plays. Defensively, I thought they played similar to how they've played. They, I guess, buckled down there in the red zone. They still didn't play great. I thought they kind of let the Texans move all over them for a significant part of the game. This is so frustrating. This was a coaching. They did not come out prepared to play this game. I think Shane Steichen, I still really struggle to understand why you take the ball there to start the game off at home against a divisional opponent. You always give yourself the opportunity to come out at halftime with the ball. You go 3 and out. You give the Texans the momentum. This wasn't a fun game to watch. It was gross football. I'm kind of with Mike. I think you watch today, and there's, to me, too many weaknesses to reliably say at this point the Colts are a playoff team.
I thought the same thing. Well, I thought them taking the ball, I thought that was as bad as them taking the ball at first in overtime against the Chiefs. I think that's just a continuation of poor choices. I agree. I think you kick the ball, you take the ball at halftime because you don't know where you're going to be in the third quarter. Houston took advantage of it, complete advantage. They set the tone from the start. And I agree, Greg. I think there were some great plays. I think the receivers, I thought Josh Downs made some tremendous catches. And Alec Pierce, I mean, just phenomenal down the field with the deep threat. But it was in had to moments. It wasn't to get ahead, like Will was saying. It wasn't getting ahead of the sticks. It wasn't putting them in position on third down. They weren't converting on third down. They didn't convert on the fourth down that they went for. I don't know. I think they go for it too much on fourth down in the NFL anymore, and they should take points sometimes. But it put us in a different position. because they went on 4th down and they could have kicked a field goal in the first quarter, I believe it was too. And
Mike, I agree with Shane Steichen on both of those. Inside the 10-yard line, you go for it. When you're outside the 20, you kick the field goal, especially you cut. To win the game, you need to score twice when you're down 7. Take the 3 points. I have no problem with either one of those in particular. I didn't think it was a particularly well-coached game. Mike mentioned earlier, completely predictable. And when they weren't, they had success. When they weren't predictable, they had success. But they were predictable way too often.
They win for it on 4th and 1, and they just get too damn cute. You have the best running back in the league. Go under center on 4th and 1 and hand the ball off. Go behind the left side of your offensive line, your all-pro left guard, and go make a play. Instead, Tyler Warren blows the snap, and it's just the play's dead there. And it's like, why the hell is that the play call? It's just, once again, these offensive coordinators not having a pulse on sometimes being the smartest guy in the room is not the best thing. Sometimes you just need to do what is required, and they didn't do that today. One point I would like to mention, Greg, that makes me scared for this playoff, whenever they've been forced to go win a game, they haven't done it the entire year. They've had the opportunity late in games to go and win these games, and there's a drop pass here or a bad ball here by Daniel Jones. This team has not played well without a lead, and that is a huge area for concern as you go play 5 more really tough opponents.
That's a little much. They won late against Denver. I know they got some assistance there. They won late against Atlanta in overtime. They've had some success.
They shouldn't have. That game shouldn't have been to overtime. The last 3 weeks, when they've played against actual good opponents, the Falcons, we can say they're not a very good football team. They've played 3 good opponents when it's come to Pittsburgh, when it's come to Kansas City, and when it's come to Houston. They had opportunities with the ball late in the game to go win each time, and they've not done it. And the Denver game, they got a call. They didn't go win that game. The officials handed the Colts that game the same way that they handed Houston the game today. It's just they've gone and won a game one time against a bad opponent.
And the Cardinals. They did it against the Cardinals as well.
Bad opponent.
The Texans did what the Colts should have done. They took advantage of the opportunity. They came in and,
Man, the Texans tried to give that away too. They tried to give that game
but they
away.
did. Stroud got better and better.
He did. He made some big plays. They don't win that game
huge plays, and that's what winning teams do. They find ways to win when they probably shouldn't. And Houston's a good team, and I wouldn't put it past Houston to be winning the AFC South at the end of the year. And we're going to play them at the end of the year, and it's going to be in the playoffs or not to be in the playoffs, and they're going to beat us.
Pretty amazing that at 8-4, you're concerned about making the playoffs because the AFC has been that good at the top this year.
That's how good the AFC is. The fact of the matter is there are 7-win teams not in the playoffs as we speak right now. There's a lot to digest, especially the Colts had this division on locks there for week 7 and 8, and they've just completely blown any opportunity they've had now to coast into a divisional championship. It's just frustrating, especially after watching a performance like that.
2 weeks ago, we said that the Chiefs game was the biggest game of the year. This week, we said that the Texans game is the biggest game of the year. And now, Will, there's no question. Next week in Jacksonville.
You want to talk about a team that you look around, how the hell are the Jacksonville Jaguars 8-4? There's not one area of the 3 that they're particularly good. To be honest with you, they're 8-4. They're not the division leader. I have no idea what the curse of Duval County has over the Colts, but they have to go and win this. If they lose this game to Jacksonville, there's no way they make the playoffs. In my opinion, I don't think there's any chance.
Being 2
in the same token,
at best makes it very difficult.
If they lose against Jacksonville, I don't pick them to win a game the rest of the year. This is the team that we thought they were before the season started.
I don't think that's true. I think they've been way better than, even today, we're way better than the team I expected early in the year. Does it mean they're going to make the playoffs? I had it at 90% going into today, and I feel about 52% right now. So I kind of agree with you guys. This was a bad loss, and it's too bad that officiating played such a big role in it.
There were some bad calls, and I don't know if that field goal was good or not.
It was not.
I didn't think it was when I saw it. I was like,
It was
well,
not good. They missed a call on a kick with goalposts. That's how bad that officiating crew was today.
To me, here's my justification. If it looks like a miss, it's a miss. You watch that kick and you're like, oh, he didn't hit that.
And
then
when
all
are
of a
they
sudden you
going to
look
raise
down and
those
the kick.
goalposts? Why have they not raised them so high that there's no way to kick it over the top? It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, with the way technology is, we can see the line on the field. Why can't we see the line above the goalposts and you can review it?
There's no reason that we can't tell definitively if that ball went over, and that may have cost them the game.
Well, it changed the play calling, and they would have went for a field goal versus trying to go for a touchdown.
Absolutely.
I would also like to mention that the Kenny Moore pass interference that spotted them the last touchdown is maybe the worst defensive pass interference I've ever seen in my life. The holding, Bernhard Ryman's holding. There was some controversy in our group chat about it. I don't know how you hold a guy when you get your ass put in the dirt, for a lack of better words. He got blown up on that play. How did you? But the defensive pass interference on third down there, just absolutely brutal. I was kind of against the pass interference being a reviewable play. I think you just about have to do it now. It just feels like every week there's a couple plays that you just looking like, how is that we allowing that in today's NFL to stand as a play because it was called by the officiating crew? I don't know. But
how about the fact that the clock said 0 for 2.5 seconds?
Oh, yeah.
Before
yeah. It was 0 for like 2.5 seconds.
The ref even looked at him. Like, you got to snap the ball?
On third down, and then they get the first down on another horrible call. Everyone who's ever listened to this podcast knows that the last thing I talk about is officiating.
Wasn't that the same play, Greg?
It was the same play. Brutal.
3rd and 9 or something like that.
Colts, ESPN Analytics have the Colts percentage chance of winning on Sunday at 57%. I think that's about right. I like their chances going into Jacksonville in a must-win.
I'd say 55-45. I think that's probably accurate.
Mike doesn't think they're winning, though.
I don't think they're winning. 2 balls.
Here's the problem. The problem with that Jags team is Trevor Lawrence has diced the Colts up every single time they play. For whatever reason, he just plays well against the Colts. I don't get it. There's just going to be some absolutely like egregious bounce that we just sit back and laugh at. Like how's that go against the Colts? And it's going to.
By the way, Mike, ESPN Analytics has the Colts going 4-1 down the stretch. The only loss in Seattle, and it says the Colts have a 49% chance of winning that one.
I think the Colts are posers right now.
They have a lot to figure out. I don't know. Steichen has really struggled to get the ball into his playmakers' hands the last 3 weeks. Tyler Warren has to get more than 3 touches. You just have to script up more than 3 touches. You've got to get Jonathan Taylor 20 touches, get Michael Pittman 4 or 5 catches. It's like you got to figure this out.
That pass that Daniel Jones threw high on Tyler Warren should have gotten him fired immediately on the field. Do not throw a high pass to our future franchise player. Do not do it. He is way more valuable than you, Daniel Jones. Don't even think about ever doing that again. He got blown up, man. If he wasn't Superman, he might have come out of that game.
So ESPN Analytics have them 4-1, you say?
Yep. Even winning in Houston, it has 51% at the end of the year.
So who's the loss to? Seattle?
Seattle, and it gives the Colts a 49% chance of winning that one. So ESPN Analytics has Colts with a very good chance of going 5-0. But also, those wins are also the highest is 55%. So except for coming week.
10-7 down the stretch, I think gets you in.
I think
maybe
11.
the 7 seed, but I think 10-7. I think 10-7 will get you in. You need to be 11-6 to feel really good.
You better go 3-1 in the division and be 10-7 if you're gonna, because that's probably your best way in is winning in the division at 10-7. I think it's going to take an 11 to get a wild card.
We'll see. Right now, it's the Chargers, the Bills, and now the Colts are the 3 wild card teams.
The Chiefs are coming too. The Chargers. A lot of teams are right on that. If any of those teams get high, it might take 11. How about producer Susie's Dolphins?
Hey, they're on. They won today, didn't they?
They did. They're 5-7 now.
Why not be right there?
Unbeaten the rest of the way, Will. They're in.
It would be the biggest travesty in NFL history if that Miami Dolphins team got into the playoffs. It would be absolutely utter ridiculousness. They are horrible. Horrible. They have no business being in the playoffs. That would be just egregious. The NFL's got to figure out a way to keep them from getting in the playoffs. You can't have Lamar, Patrick Mahomes sitting on the couch, and you've got Tua going to Buffalo. It's 10 degrees. He's going to throw for 50 yards. Can't happen.
Uh-oh.
My team won. Your team lost today, so yeah.
You can feel good. I just can't happen.
That defense is awfully good.
They're good. Their offense is the only thing keeping them from winning a Super Bowl. Their defense is that good.
Just no creativity. The Texans saw half of the plays coming.
They did. So they knew it before the ball was snapped. Way too predictable.
Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love you, Susie.
Did you take out the trash yet?